Hi, friends. Happy Friday. I hope you're all doing so well. I am so happy to be here with you. It's such a beautiful day. I am absolutely loving the energy of this 9-9 portal. So let me know if you've been feeling it as well. This is something that's going to be active for us for 9 days. So until the 18th of September. And I'll tell you, man, it is strong. It's making me feel like $1,000,000, but it's knocking a lot of people on their butts too. So I wanted to come live here today for Therapeutic Wisdom for the AKASH. And if any of you have not been here before, welcome to Cosmic TV. If you have been here before, welcome back. Cosmic TV is like a spiritual and metaphysical Netflix. And you're going to find other shows like this. You'll find courses, you'll find films by conscious filmmakers, you'll find pretty much anything that you would need for your spiritual and metaphysical journey. And you can find Cosmic TV on the App Store and also on cosmictelevision.com. My name is Laura Mazzotta, and I am an Akashic healer and alchemist. I'm a Reiki master and a therapist of 20 years. And it's my goal, my mission, my purpose to assist people with healing at their deepest, most enduring level possible, using the efficiency and the effectiveness of the Akashic Records. So if you are here, please say hello. Hi, Monica. Thank you so much for saying hello so that I know the comments are working. I hate having to go back and forth to my phone because then I'm not super focused on you. So happy Friday. I haven't connected with you in so long. I hope you're doing really well. And anybody who is watching this on Emerge Healing and Wellness, which is my Facebook page, definitely jump over to Cosmic TV because I won't be able to see your comments live. I will definitely be able to answer them after this show, but during the time that I'm live, I'll be able to chat with you if you're on the Cosmic TV page, okay? So today we're going to be talking about pet peeves. Jessica, welcome. So nice to have you. Where are you tuning in from? Let me know. I have this intuitive hit about where you're tuning in from, and I have a feeling I'm totally wrong, but I would love I would love to know where it's from. So, pet peeves. I did a post on this the other day, and man, people were blowing it up about all of the pet peeves that they have. And what are pet peeves really? I mean, they're those things, they're those little things, right? Those seemingly little things, kind of like sand that is underneath your skin, right? Like it's just like agitating you, and it's just, it shows up in your field, and it's like, see, I was totally wrong. But you know what I was thinking? I was thinking New Zealand for some reason, and I got the new part right. So there you go. I'm in New York. So hi, Jessica. We're not far from each other. So, anyway, yeah, it's like that little grain of sand that you have that just kind of slowly agitates and preoccupies and annoys you. And then when it shows up in your field, you're like, oh, that's so frustrating, right? So I would love for you guys to share this out, comment the names of anybody that you feel could really benefit from this conversation, because what I'm going to be doing today is really offer you guys the opportunity to bring your pet peeves forward and giving some feedback from the Akashic Records as to what message that is reflecting for you, right? Like what that's really saying. And it's funny because I know that my feedback on the pet peeve post rubbed a couple people the wrong way. And I understand exactly why, because these are the things that, again, are seemingly meaningless, right? And seemingly mild and not a big deal. But it's very, very important, especially when we're on this healing journey and trying to understand ourselves at a really deep and intimate level. These very automatic reactions that we have to things that are just these knee-jerk responses are huge cues into what's going on in our subconscious mind, into what's going on in our energy field, in our, also just even in our past lives or in our ancestry, right? These are clues. This is information that allows our awareness to heighten so that we understand our patterns even more intimately. And when we know our patterns even more intimately, we have so much more freedom and so much more control over our life experience. So type your pet peeves in the comments. Just start listing them for me. What are the things that just irritate you, that make you crazy? Hi, Sam. So good to see you. Thanks for being here. So let me know what those are. There's usually a 20 to 30-second lag on Facebook. So I'm going to give it a couple seconds, and I'll just keep chatting here while you guys type in your pet peeves. But, so this is what I offered to people on this post where they listed their pet peeves. I wrote back to them after I got a bunch of responses, and I said to them, listen, like, thank you for sharing and being vulnerable and bringing forward those patterns that maybe irritate you, right? Or maybe agitate you a little bit. And that can be sometimes embarrassing or something that frustrates. Like a lot of people wrote listening to people chewing loudly, nails against a chalkboard, things like that. Like people talking, people interrupting me, right, is another one. So there's a lot of different things that can really set us off. And the question that I posed to people after that was, thank you, like I said, and what do you think your higher self would say or think? Or what do you think source or spirit, what would their perspective be on what this pet peeve is for you? What would they say about it? Because when we allow ourselves to be in a space of higher perspective, we get a better, truer, more objective understanding of these patterns that are showing up for us. So it's very helpful to shift into that perspective and identify, okay, so like how significant is this? Because even if it's the tiniest thing, but it's piggybacked on a bunch of other tiny things, or it's so repetitive that it leaves you in a state of agitation on more than a regular basis, then it's really important to identify, okay, how does this kind of puzzle piece fit in to my puzzle, right? How does this fit into my life experience? So, hi, Shianda, and I'm very, very sorry to hear about the loss of your father. I lost my father about 7 years ago, and this is a very raw time for you, I know. So I will tune into that for you for sure, my friend. Okay. Oh, the front door getting left open. I love that. Not being validated. Thank you, Jennifer. Your kitty won't go far and she will come back, so don't worry. Oh, I love that so much. Oh, Monica, I love you. Sam, people honking in a residential area for no reason is one. Okay, beautiful. You guys are awesome. Thank you for bringing forward this beautiful content so that we can bring forward some nice messages from the Akash. So, you know, it's funny because a couple of people had even posted about things that were really personal to them. And they got a little frustrated with, what do you mean see this from a higher perspective? Like, it's just annoying, or they're just being a jerk, or, you know, whatever it is. And then posted later on, like the next day, and said, it dawned on me, you're totally right. Like, this is what it's saying. These are the patterns that, and it's funny because these are the things we don't focus on, right? Like, we focus on the trauma we've endured and the big losses that we've had, and, you know, the physical illness that we have. And it's when we look at the tinier patterns and the automatic patterns and those things that set us off, we're actually preventing getting to those bigger issues, right? So allow these to be clues for you. Okay, so Shianda, I'm just going to tune in for you quickly, and I know this isn't a pet peeve, but I absolutely cannot not support you in this area with what has unfolded for you. So just going to send you some Reiki as I tune in around how to maintain greater routine and control as you adjust to the loss of your father. So one of the things they keep bringing forward, they keep showing me a white bird. And I'm not sure if there's, you know, a white bird that has been coming to you lately or that you've seen either in person or even in images. But they're talking about that his spirit is 100% with you. It's kind of like hovering above you, and it's kind of carrying you, right? It's carrying you. And they want you to be in flow right now, which means they want you to allow your emotions to flow, right? Allow your emotions to flow and allow your energy to guide you to next steps in terms of what you're going to do. And it's really, really interesting that you actually brought this forward, because I was just on the phone with a private client, and we were doing a session that was super crazy powerful. So I was really excited about it. But we were talking about the concept of routine, and both of us really exist mostly in feminine energy, which means we're always kind of flowing and kind of going with the flow, right? And so the word routine is very much like, it feels restrictive. It feels like it's holding us back, right? But what's really interesting is this concept of allowing your energy to decide what your routine is. So I know that your emotions are all over the place, but when you decide that your emotions are not going to be data that figure into where you should be going, what you should be doing on a daily basis, who you should be talking to, and you just say, let my energy guide me. There's a difference between feeling into your emotions and feeling into your energy. So tuning into your energy, and just over the next week or so, just allowing yourself to say, I am going to allow my energy to tell me what I want to do today. That is the most loving thing you can do right now when you're adjusting to the loss of your father. Not to focus on, I have to get in control, I have to be in routine, because that's forced energy, right? And right now, your energy might not want to be in a routine. It might not want to be in a space of control. It might just want to flow. And that's what they're saying right now, is that it really does want to flow. Hi, Kirath. So good to see you. You feel this. Tears are flowing. You're so welcome, honey. And thank you, Sam, for supporting. You're such a sweetie. So tell me how that feels for you, and tell me what's coming up around that, because this can be something that literally, this is as simple as, waking up in the morning and saying, okay, what do I want to do right now? Do I want to stay in bed for a little bit? What does my energy say? Not my emotions, but what does my energy say? Okay, so let me know if you have any questions around that. Okay. So Monica, let's dive into yours, honey. The front door getting left open, and she's already tuned into spirit here. Well done, my friend. Your kitty won't go far, and she will come back, so don't worry, right? So clearly, that pet peeve of the front door getting left open is based in fear, and it's based in attachment, because ultimately you're very attached to your kitty. You're very afraid of losing your kitty, because then what would happen, right? And you don't necessarily have faith in how you would feel, or how you would pick yourself up, or you'd be ashamed of it, or you don't want to have that discomfort. And of course we have attachments to things. I have 3 children and a puppy, like, come on. But the fact is, we don't own anything in the universe, right? And so it's being able to get to a place of non-attachment as much as we can. So before you wrote that about your kitty from spirit, the first thing that came forward as soon as I saw your comment of the front door getting left open was feng shui. To consider, how is the energy flow within your home? Do you need to tighten your boundaries a little bit? Do you need to tighten your circle a little bit? Make sure that your aura is not as permeable. That's one of the things that came forward right away, was you being able to really look at the symbolic representation of this and realizing that, do you have too many doors open, or too many permeable boundaries where people can get through? So that feels so right for me. I'm not wanting to force anything. You're so right. You are so, so welcome. And thank you for being here. I'm very, very glad you found this today. And there's a reason that you found this today. So I'm very glad we were able to connect for you. Okay, so let me know, Monica, how that feels, and if you have any thoughts on that, honey. Okay, so Jennifer, not being validated. That's a big one. All right, yeah, I feel that one. I feel that one in my core, my friend. Yeah, so not being validated, that's a big one. And that was a huge one for me, huge one. I have to say, I shouldn't say I don't require that or desire that. I do, but it's from within, and it's from the Akashic Records. So that's what comes forward around not being validated is, well, they're flipping it on you. Well, why do you need to be validated? Right? So what that uncovers and opens up for you is the fact that there's a space there where you're not sitting in full confidence of yourself, where you're not feeling like, my shit doesn't stink. Like, I got my act together, like, I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I know what my mission is. And you are, even if all the naysayers come in, or people come in and give you their validation or their feedback, right? Even if it's positive, they want you to be able to take that leap and say, I know that my decisions and my gut are taking me in the right direction, and start to practice that a little bit, even if it's from the tiniest things. Okay. So let me know your thoughts on that and how that feels, because validation is really a reflection of our own insecurity. Yes, we are meant to be connected to other people in this world, to be collaborative. We are meant to support one another and love one another, but not to depend on it for our own happiness, stability, and confidence, right? So this is a real opportunity for you to be able to say, okay, where can I upgrade that? How can I validate myself in a way that feels validating, that feels really comforting, that gives me the feels that I'm looking for? Because it's not the validation itself that you're relying on either. It's the feeling you get once you're validated. So it's like, okay, somebody validated me. Oh, that makes me feel how? How does that make you feel? That's what you're looking for, not the validation itself. Okay? So determining how to access and bring that forward yourself. Okay? Alrighty, friend. So let me know how that feels for you, Jennifer. Hopefully nobody wants to punch me in the face, because these are some harsh truths coming forward when it comes around pet peeves. All right, Sam. People honking in a residential area for no reason is one. Beautiful. Okay. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, and there's the white bird. See, I was seeing a white bird for Shianda, and there's the white bird. Sam typed it in her comment. Look at that. Thank you, universe, and thank you, Sam. Okay. Okay, so the first thing that's coming forward is this feeling. Okay, there's two things around this that they're bringing forward. One is you feel like other people are intruding on your peace without your permission. So where do you feel like people are intruding on your peace without your permission in general in your life? This could just be energetic. It might not even be something that you're consciously aware of, but even people that are just passing through your field that are kind of making waves and impacting you in a way that's like, you know what? No. And so what does that mean? This is so funny. This is very similar to what we were talking about with Monica, I believe, which is, you know, how defined and impermeable are your boundaries. This may be a call for you to step up in that area, because it's like that noise comes towards you when somebody's honking in a residential area for no reason, and it feels harsh. It feels agitating. It like grates at your nervous system. It grates on your soul. So it's also you being able to sit in focused meditation. This is a really good way to practice this. To sit in focused meditation with other people in the room. That is not easy to do with noise in the room. So that you start becoming more well-versed or more automatic about being able to sit in your own peace regardless of what's coming up around you. So just kind of strengthening your resolve in that way. So let me know how that feels. Jennifer says, I'm wanting to make the move to another state, but feel scared. Yeah, moving is scary, honey. It's definitely scary. Let me just tune into that really quickly, and then I'll move on to the other comments here. Okay, cool. Yeah, and then just Caitlin after that so far. Okay, cool. And if you guys have if anybody else is here live and wants to share a pet peeve, I am happy to give you some feedback. Okay, so Jennifer, you're wanting to make the move to another state, but you feel scared. All right. Mm-hmm. This is very expansive for you. This move is very, very expansive for you. And the fear is just human, right? It's absolutely, it's not at all in alignment with your soul. Your soul's excited. Your soul is pumped. And so what the universe was just saying was just do it. Like take the leap, right? And say, I'm going to feel the fear and do it anyway, right? I can be afraid and have courage and be brave at the same time. I can be afraid and take brave action at the same time. So this also doesn't mean that it's like, okay, just drop everything and move, right? It also means you can just take one step in that direction and then take another step in that direction, take another step in that direction. Either way, make sure you're taking consistent action forward so the universe knows that you're following through and that your desires are really clear. Okay? Alrighty. So Caitlin, I just want to say you're so yay. That's so nice, friend. Thank you so much for being here. The big one with needing validation, I asked myself, why are you doing this action? Because you want to add value or because you want to be safe? I love that question. That's such a good question. So I try and go with the action that adds value, the one that doesn't have a transactional need attached to it. Like if I do this, you will do that. I have a question. Okay, hold on. Let me get to your question in a second. Alrighty. You're welcome, Jennifer. Okay, so this is the other thing I have a question about for you. So they're saying, why are you doing this action? Because you want to add value or because you want to be safe? I love that question. And my question is, do you answer it with your mind or do you feel into the answer? Because you really need to feel into the answer, because you don't always want to go with the action that adds value, because sometimes we do need to be safe. Sometimes we need to make choices that ground our nervous systems in safety, because taking action without that, especially giant leaps, are going to be, honestly, it can traumatize our nervous system, right? And create more harm. So it's also really helpful to identify, maybe a follow-up question there would be, how necessary is it for me to establish safety before taking action, right? Because sometimes that is the right action. So I want you to tune into your nervous system, see what it feels like, instead of just going with your cognitive conscious answer, okay? Alrighty. Oh, good, I'm glad. Okay, and then she says, I have a question. Have this knee-jerk reaction to protect my space from people intruding upon me, either with their advice or opinions, but I don't feel a desire to build huge protection against anything, because that is a point of view based in fear. Exactly. I would rather sit in my own power. Exactly. Allowing the emotional energies to flow through me. I tend to get so aggravated when people voice an opinion regarding using protection crystals or protection this or that. Oh my God, I love this because I totally had the exact same freaking reaction to the word protection. I can't stand that word. Okay. So I know myself to be basically a heart portal walking around, so I have trouble with the aggravation. Okay. So I love this so much because I've totally felt this as well. Caitlin, thank you for bringing this forward. So, I just want to connect to the words here. Give me a second. Okay, so their question for you is like, what is your mission and what is your purpose? Like, do you know your soul's purpose? Do you know your soul's mission? Because it's like, we are not the people, like, okay, I love this because this is so in line with what you were saying earlier. Asking yourself a question. Who is meant to be the teacher of this lesson to this person? Because it's not going to be you. I guarantee you it's not going to be you. The person who needs to offer them that lesson that's coming forward in whatever they're saying regarding protection crystals or protection this or protection that, I totally agree with you. I don't believe in any of that stuff. When that comes up, trusting spirit, handing it to spirit. Trusting that spirit is going to bring this person their lessons in their own divine timing at the time that they are ready to integrate it. And then for you, there's something being stirred up in you around this. So let me just tune into that for a second too. I want you to say this either out loud or in your head when this kind of stuff comes up. Like, I choose to stand fully in my power. Because you're reminding yourself, oh, it's so beautiful that I am being reminded of how fucking amazing I am, right? Like how the level of depth that you've brought through just through these messages, Caitlin, just makes me want to just scream with delight because I love this kind of conversation, right? Like this is the kind of work that I do with my clients. And it is so beautiful that you have this level of insight. And how often can we get stuck in anxiety or doubt or confusion as human beings, right? Because we're dealing with the polarity and the duality all the time. And then something comes forward like this, and guess what? Sometimes it's a reminder of the fact that you're in your power. so that you can use that moment to celebrate the hell out of yourself and be like, yes, oh my gosh, thank you for bringing this forward so I can remind myself that I choose, I decide to stand in my power, that I am a pillar of power. I love that for you. Let me know how that feels. Safety before action, exactly. Maybe going to the extreme and that causes unnecessary delay. Yes. And I'm so proud of you for just being so receptive and open to these kinds of shifts, because these are the kinds of, it's amazing how these tiny little things that appear in our lives can offer us such deep insight, right? It's so exciting. I love that, Kira. Thank you. So on point with my feeling being stronger than before. It's totally okay to voice it, says Caitlin. It's there anyway. It doesn't help if we reject what we are already feeling. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Own it, right? And remind yourself that you're owning your power. Caitlin, in general, to build a space for people to find their true seat and their soul again. People who have undergone trauma so they can realize that it's not them. That's so beautiful. Oh, we should chat, my friend. I love that. Love, love, love that. That's beautiful. Okay, so Kirat says, understand the fear, for it's outside of your comfort zone. Trust in the inner light of your being. Exactly. Like, again, what I was just talking to my client about before this, she was talking about this frustration and how she gets so frustrated when people tell her, you know, oh, but you're such a wonderful being. And she's like, yeah, but I feel this way right now. Like, I feel this way right now. And it's like when she turns toward the way that she's feeling, if she happens to identify that as a negative feeling, it dissipates so fast. Whereas if she tries to like talk herself into, oh, but I'm a great being. Oh, but other people see me this way. And oh, but I'm this and I'm that. You know, that's going to be fleeting, right? But it's turning toward and honoring and appreciating whatever's coming forward, because it's being brought to your attention and into your awareness for a reason. And when you ignore it, that is not cultivating a safe relationship with your emotions, with your mind, with your body. It's you being dismissive. Okay. So let people feel what they're feeling and love them through it 110%, right? Because those thoughts and feelings are not them 110%. They are the one observing it. We just identify with it overly. Exactly. 110%. Because let me ask you a question too, like before you learned about protection and you had that perspective on it. Hey, Danielle, I love you, honey. How are you? So before you had that perspective on it, what were you thinking about protection? Were you feeling you needed to be protected in some way? I mean, even if it was a situation when you were younger or something, right? Like, it's also realizing that we might be at a certain point in our journey. We can't expect other people to be at the same point. But what we can do is hold confident space and confident knowing that they are going to step into that and they are going to have those realizations on their own with the assistance of spirit. Yeah, Caitlin, I hear you, honey. You can be wonderful and feel like an axe murderer. Yes, I totally agree with you. I 100% agree. There are great stories about that one. We all came here to do certain things. Some of us to act out the other side of polarity. Exactly, 100%. There's no such thing as right and wrong. It just is. And honestly, it's important to honor those people who are coming here to piss us the hell off. I'll call them, instead of calling them shitheads, I call them shift heads, right? My clients laugh at me because I call them shift heads. Because I'm like, yeah, they're coming here. They actually agreed to be in a crappy role so that you could learn your lessons. And they could learn theirs too, of course. But, you know, this was a mutual decision between your souls to come here together. And, like, God bless them for deciding as a soul to enter a lifetime when they might not take on the most savory role in this world. But they're still serving a very, very clear, real purpose for us and for themselves and for the universe at large, right? Yep, exactly. They totally did. And they're getting something out of it. And so are you. I love you, Danielle. All right, friends. So that's it. Guess what's really cool is I offer free 10-minute phone calls now for people who are ready to work together, who are ready to learn more about whether we're a good fit. We can talk one-on-one and just say like, hey, this is what my goals are right now. This could be professional or personal, because I help spiritual entrepreneurs with expanding their business to multiple six figures. But I also, as I said, my core mission and purpose is really to assist people with dealing or healing, dealing with their deepest, most profound levels of healing in the most enduring way possible. So let me know if this is something you want to do. Drop a comment. I can put the link here too for you so that you guys can book that 10-minute phone call with me, and we can just chat about where you want to go. And I'll be able to hone in so fast, friends, so fast, exactly what it is that's aligned for you right now to be moving forward. So if that's something you're ready for, let me know. I'll put the link here so you can grab it. Oh, that's my services link. But oh yeah, I think it's actually on my services page. Thank you, Daisy. I think it is actually. It wasn't at first, but I think it is now. We don't have to live for survival, but thrival. Love that. Thank you, Caitlin. So appreciate all you guys being here today. I am here live every Friday at 2:15 p.m. Eastern, 11:15 a.m. Pacific time. Definitely reach out, comment here. If you have any questions, just make sure to tag me so that I can come back and give you all the love you deserve. And I hope to talk to you super, super soon. I will see you next week. Have an awesome weekend. Bye.